My name is Mohit Arora. I am based out of Singapore. We run, automotive-focused consulting and technology services solutions companies. I am happy to be here today for the Auto Expo. I think it feels great because, frankly speaking, today with the news that India is one of the biggest economies, the top 5 economies in the world, and looking at amongst the top 3 for the automotive industry, I think it's a great moment for the industry, where all the industry has come together for this event. I think this should mark the beginning of many new journeys for many OEMs. It should mark basically a point of time where we see an inflection, where India clearly starts to go towards amongst the top 2 in the world in terms of the auto space going forward, not just in terms of volume but also in terms of value. Well, I think, look, in general, if you look at the global economies, I would say India is one of those shining beacons which is clearly, going on a good growth path. There is political stability. More and more boardroom discussions are today including India, which they were not doing earlier. So I think from that perspective, India is clearly back in the focus. And I think with India coming back in the focus, you are largely going to see a lot of investments coming into the market, into the industry, and this would happen not just across passenger cars, it will happen across the value chain. It could be in terms of supply chain, it could be in terms of services industries. We ourselves are also, if you look at it, putting a lot of focus in terms of having people and solutions focused for the market. So I think from that perspective, I see a very strong, not just the next year, but the next decade, which would clearly be very promising for the auto industry in India. Well, we are largely in the technology and services sector. We are looking at, we have our own CDP platform which supports dealerships and OEMs, looking at supporting them in the new era, especially where you need a lot of data. You need to leverage your data. So we are coming up with solutions which OEMs are able to leverage, dealers are able to leverage and make more money, benefit from the growth which is coming up in the market currently, and all expected to come in the coming years. Well, I think, we need to understand, when we talk about pollution, first of all, we need to look at the entire footprint of pollution. It is not just about a passenger car or the tailpipe pollution, as we call it, okay? One needs to have a comprehensive view of pollution. Does India need it? India needs it very badly, and there are multiple reasons for that. First of all, it is the fact that we have a huge petrol import bill. Second of all, the environment that we are living in needs to be cleaner. But I think more than that, it is what the Prime Minister talks about as an Atmanirbhar Bharat. I think that's where India needs energy independence, and that's where, when you look at it, it is very well blended with the kind of improvement that is required towards, or the kind of goals that need to be set towards reducing pollution. So I think the two have a huge business case, not just from the financial perspective, not just from a health perspective, but also from the perspective of making India truly a great nation going forward and having a sustainable basis to that. Otherwise, the country will always be at risk, and that is what needs to be taken away today. And that is what the focus on, I would say, reducing pollution is going to bring in.